That's Death Alley Driver right here on your Classic Metal Show. Some classic Rainbow featuring Joe Lynn Turner on lead vocal. And just before that, we heard the Wrathchild America with Surrounded by Idiots. So, Chris, I'll tell you what, I love your ranting and raving that you've been doing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Oh, at the chat room especially, because I know they drive you crazy.
Yeah, they do, sort of.
Surrounded by idiots.
Nice.
All right, well, here's something you sent over to me earlier in the week, and this, again, goes back to where we're heading as a society, since this show is a live show and we do podcasting, and people depend on, our various outlets to get the show. And, we've built up a nice little audience who obviously enjoys what we do as far as the content. But apparently our lawmakers, they're concerned about the bad words and people's feelings being hurt and stuff.
Yeah, got to protect people.
Well, if you didn't think this was real, let me tell you how real this is. If you were not aware of this, you're going to be aware now. Mm-hmm. Congress, that is the Democrats, they're currently drafting a bill to create federal social media task force to police online speech.
Yeah, because we need that.
They need to police it.
Right.
According to the Washington Post, Congress is drafting a bill to create a federal social media task force to police speech on the internet and target pro-free speech websites like Gab.
That's great.
They are framing this around protecting users from harmful online content.
Here, how about if I protect them for you? Watch this. Don't go there! If you don't want to know what's there, don't fucking go there. Now you've been protected.
Right.
How's that? Isn't that enough protection?
Yeah.
Jesus.
When in reality, users already have had all the tools that they need as individuals to protect themselves. The federal government doesn't belong in a position of policing online speech any more than big tech companies do. What these lawmakers fail to realize is that the signal cannot be stopped. The open source and this decentralization version of the internet is already here. Anyone, anywhere in the world can now create and host their own Gab social server with their own rules. We can't stop them. The government can't stop them. Big tech can't stop them. More speech is always the answer. So long as Gab exists and so long as the First Amendment is law in the United States, there is absolutely nothing that can be done to force us or any other platform to police wrongthink, offensive speech, and dissent.
Yeah. I mean, dude, there is certain speech that is quote-unquote illegal. There is. You cannot advocate for murder or physical harm and shit like that.
Yeah, you can't threaten people.
Yeah. And that's fine. If they want to go after that, go after that. But, who the fuck put them in charge? Last I understood, the reason we have elections, whether it's midterms or presidential or city council or whatever the fuck it is, the reason we have those is to elect people to represent us, not to nominate people to control us.
Yeah.
So go fuck yourself with your thought that we need you controlling what we fucking say. Just fucking die. Have an aneurysm and go away.
Right.
God damn.
Congressional lawmakers are drafting a bill to create a national commission at the Department of Homeland Security to study the ways that social media can be weaponized and the effectiveness of tech giants' efforts to protect users from harmful content online. The draft.
Well, go ahead.
The draft House bill.
I'm ready to rant.
The draft House bill obtained by the Washington Post is slated to be introduced and considered next week. If passed, the commission would be empowered with the authority to hold hearings and issue subpoenas to study the way that social media companies police the web and to recommend that potential legislation. It would also create a federal social media task force to coordinate the government's response to security issues.
Yeah, great. That's fantastic. So in other words, they're going to shut down people like Julian Assange, who actually points out, that Hillary Clinton sold fucking weapons to ISIS and shit like that, because we can't have that news out there. But here's the real fucking problem with this nonsense, dude. Who determines what weaponizes people? Who exactly? Because I'll argue all day long that MSNBC and CNN and the Washington Post and the New York Times, with every single word that they spew out of their fucking faces about hating on the president and not supporting the president, and we got to fight the president, and I will argue all day long that that's weaponizing.
It is. I agree.
If you're gonna make speech a weapon, then I'm going to argue that most of the weaponized speech comes out of the fucking left. It doesn't come, because most of the right people don't give a shit. People on the right don't care. You know what people on the right want? They want to be left alone. Just fucking do your goddamn job. Keep my taxes low, and don't fuck me with undue bills. You do that, we're all good. Keep the economy running. Fuck you. Fuck your goddamn speech. Fuck your goddamn speech control. Just die. Just go away. You don't get to do that. You're not the fucking king. You're not the fucking leaders. You're not the rulers. You're just cocksuckers that we fucking put at the front of the line to fucking enforce rules. So enforce them. Don't make new ones, you dicks. Go fuck yourselves.
The effort reflects a growing push by members of Congress to combat the online hate speech, disinformation, and other harmful content online, including a hearing held on Wednesday where Senate lawmakers questioned Facebook, Google, and Twitter executives to probe whether their platforms have become conduits for real-world violence.
Okay, what exactly is a conduit to real-world violence? Let's put some examples out here. Tell me A or B, which is more of a conduit to violence? Would you say that telling people that white males are racist is more or less a conduit to violence than than Donald Trump saying chicks will let you grab the pussy if you're famous?
I would say that the racist white male
would be more of a conduit to violence, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So according to this super smart developmental thing that they want to put in place, they're going to go after and eat their own then, right? Because they're going to attack the biggest conduit to violence, right?
Well, that would be the thought process, but that's not the reality.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the problem. Who dictates? Who in the world? Forget what side of the aisle you're on. I know you're a hardcore right guy, and I don't care whoever's listening that is hardcore left guy. Which one of you, hardcore lefty, hardcore righty, middle of the road person, anybody that's fucking listening to my voice, which one of you has so much faith in your government, in your governmental officials, that you're going to turn over and say, please protect me and dictate what I can say? Which one of you is going to do that? And if you're one of those that says that you are, then you're the problem because you're too big of a pussy to control your fucking self. Ugh. And I sent this article to you.
You did. You did send it to me.
Jesus.
Yep.
Am I wrong in any of this?
No, not at all. I mean, again, I'm just going to go back to my upbringing. When I was growing up, living in the household with my parents who paid the bills, raised us, television was obviously the most common social media out there. Radio and television.
Right.
There were certain TV shows we were not allowed to watch. Parents set those restrictions. They said, I don't want you viewing this content.
Sure.
But that didn't say, we're going to make that content go away. They just told us, it's out there, but we just don't want you viewing it. But this is, well, we want to take that content away so nobody can view it.
Yeah, you can't make your judgments about life based on any other opinion but ours. You know who makes that? You know who does that well? North Korea. North Korea lets the government dictate what people can say, hear, and think. You want to live like that? Because that's what you're fucking advocating for. That's literally what you're saying. You're saying, I'm not smart enough to watch a documentary on Jack the Ripper without sharpening up some knives and loading up some guns and going out and killing people. That's what you're saying if you're for this. You're saying, I can't handle a thought. You're saying if I watch Die Hard, I might go and try and kill terrorists in an airport. It's fucking so stupid.
It is.
It is amazing to me that this level of stupidity is not laughed off the floor of the House or the Senate or fucking Trump or anybody. It is amazing to me that this gets on the floor and is treated as like a real issue. How does that happen? How does somebody say, wait a minute, you must have Down syndrome. How did you come up with such a stupid opinion? Jesus. It's unfucking real, dude.
I know. All three tech giants told lawmakers at the Wednesday hearing that they have made progress in combating dangerous posts, photos, and videos. Improvements that they attribute largely to advancements in their artificial intelligence tools, but some Democrat and Republicans in Congress still contend that the companies haven't acted aggressively enough.
Sure.
I would.
You know how many times I've watched the movie Casino?
I've watched.
How many times have you watched the movie Casino?
I would probably venture that it was closer to 50 times over the years.
I would say I'm probably at least that, probably 100. It's one of my go-tos.
Yeah,
watched
Goodfellas, Casino, always a go-to movie for me.
I just want to stay with Casino for a minute.
Okay.
Now, so you've watched Casino 50 times, right?
At least.
So obviously, from watching Casino, you've gone to the local casino and hit somebody's hand 15 times with a hammer, right? Because you thought they were cheating.
How did you know that?
I just figured it out. I figured you saw it on social media, and then you watched it, or you watched it on TV, and then you just had to go and do that.
I did.
How can they not see how fucking stupid this is? How do they not see this? This is the dumbest shit ever. It's beyond stupid. Oh my God.
Let's see here. I would suggest even more needs to be done, and it needs to be better, and you have the resources and the technological capability to do more and better, Democrat Senator Richard Blumenthal from Connecticut said at the hearing. Lawmakers have grown increasingly concerned about the use of social media sites as conduits for violence and extremism, pointing to recent attacks, including the mass shooting at the Christchurch in New Zealand. Users uploaded videos of the deadly incidences at two mosques earlier this year, evading tech giant censors and then proving difficult to scrub. But the most vile content has appeared on sites such as Gab, and a haven for the alt-right, and 8chan, an anonymous messaging board. The latter site has been taken down in the aftermath of the shooting in El Paso this year that left 22 people dead. The suspect there is believed to have posted a manifesto to 8chan before carrying out his attack.
Okay.
Lawmakers led by Representative Bernie Thompson, once again a Democrat, chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, grilled the owner of 8chan at a private session this year. Thompson later said he had plans for the bill that would create the Social Media Commission. When things were sure, the challenge of preventing online terrorism content is one of the greatest post-9/11 Homeland Security challenges, he said. In the Senate, the tech giants face similar concerns from lawmakers in today's internet-connected society. Misinformation, fake news, deep fakes, and viral online conspiracy theories have become the norm, said Senator Wicker from Mississippi, the chairman of the Senate Commerce Commission, to open Wednesday's hearing. In response, Facebook, Google, and Twitter said during their testimony that they had seen success in deploying automated tools to police for hate, violence, and terrorist propaganda. YouTube said nearly 90% of the 9 million videos had been removed in the second quarter of the year and had been flagged by automated tools. Those played a major role in removing videos, comments, and channels flagged for hate speech, which the company said had spiked in recent months. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess if you change the definition of hate speech, you could cause it to spike, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. Which they keep doing.
They keep changing the definition. So a word that was not hate speech yesterday, but is in the list of words today, it'll cause it to spike.
How about this? There are no words that are fucking hate speech.
There's no such thing. There's no such thing as hate speech.
Yeah. Yeah, there's none. You know what? If you don't want to hear it, don't fucking listen.
Yeah.
That's it. I love that the perception that they put out, and it's an overflowing or overseeing perception, is that the only thing that people are doing is going online and saying, kill the Democrats, kill the black people, kill the Jews. Now I just got that. I guarantee I just got this YouTube video flagged.
Yeah, of course. It'll get removed.
It'll get removed, I guarantee it. But they make it sound like this is like the overwhelming message. Mm-hmm. And like that if people are saying that it's the same as saying, man, that guy's a faggot, or that guy's a bitch, mm-hmm. or that guy's a pussy. They make it sound like that's the same thing. It's not.
Yeah. Well, again, when you keep moving the goalpost, the standards are different today, because now, just using the terms that you just used there about that guy's a faggot, which in our speech, when we say that, it doesn't mean homosexual. It just means weak. But pussy. Now today, faggot, that's hate speech against gays.
Yeah, well,
so that's gotta be removed immediately.
Why do I have to have love speech for gays?
You don't.
Yeah, well, apparently I do.
Well, the thing is that we're going to force acceptance. You know, no matter what your standards are in life, if your standards are not what we consider acceptable, then you need to be removed.
Yeah. It is infuriating that we've come to this point, that actual crime is not as important as words are now. Chicago, and I'm sort of piggybacking off of our friend Jericho Green here. Chicago is killing people at an alarming rate every single week.
Yep.
Every single week, Chicago is killing people. And we're more worried about somebody saying faggot on YouTube than we are about the 3 people that were killed, dead, families broken in half, families destroyed on Wednesday in Chicago. We're not worried about that, but God forbid they better block the Classic Metal Show from saying faggot. Get the fuck out of here, you fucking backwards ass fucking fuckfaces in Congress and in the Senate or wherever this bill is, go. This is so fucking stupid.
It is. It's dumb.
Oh, God. I'm fucking spitting everywhere. I'm so pissed off.
Facebook said this week it would begin using police training videos to help its automated tools better detect first-person shooting videos, like one recorded at the church, Christchurch. The company said its detection system, which was designed to automatically flag and remove videos showing violence, sex, or objectionable content, whatever that means, now finds a rule.
And that's the catch-22. They put in there the generic thing that they can just they can just use on it.
Yeah, they can just arbitrarily say objectionable.
Yeah. What's objectionable? Is it a joke? Is it a word? Is it a thought? Is it a not agreeing? Is it just I mean, if I say to you, Hillary Clinton is a bad person, that could be considered objectionable.
Yes.
To some people. You know, so what? So should that be flagged?
Probably now, yeah.
Oh, and I know that the answer will be, well, it will never get that far. You're going to an absurd level.
Really?
Well, that's how it always works.
Well, we started talking about this about a year and a half ago. Now look where we're at. It didn't take but 12 to 18 months to get to this point now.
Yeah. Remember when you used to be allowed to smoke in a bar? And then they said, we're only going to stop it from being smoking in a bar. Now you can't smoke anywhere. Now they're trying to pass laws that you can't smoke in your house.
And you can't smoke outside. You have to be so many feet away from a building now.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's anytime you give us a tenth of an inch, they take everything. They use it to just fucking continually take it. At some point, we as citizens have to say, fuck you. You don't get to take our goddamn rights for anything. Not for guns, not for speech, not for abortion, not for any fucking thing. People can have a gun, kill their babies, and say cunt all they want, and you don't get to say shit about it. So move on to something that matters, you fucking lazy bitches. Stop trying to get votes and try and fix the fucking real problems in the country, which is not what somebody posts on fucking Twitter. You dick fucking assholes.
Now we're definitely getting demonetized.
Oh, my God.
Let's see here. It now finds the rule violation on its live streaming system at an average of 12 seconds. Also this week, Facebook also announced updates to its efforts to stop and remove hate speech, including unveiling a roughly 40-person independent board that will oversee content decisions and shape company policy.
You know what drives me crazy? As one of many things, obviously. You have one state in our country, California, that has more homeless people in it right now than the rest of the entire country combined.
Correct.
And we're not worried about that. We're worried about speech.
Mm-hmm.
We're worried about Twitter. We're worried about fucking Facebook. What the fuck? Where is the fucking priority police? You want to have something that we need to police? How about we have a priority police? And police the fucking people's priorities on what they're worried about. Shouldn't we be more worried about that than we should be worried about fucking Twitter, Facebook, Snapchat, Gab, Minds, Weemy, any of them? Just enough of this shit already.